Hey guys! I wanted to talk to you about something a bit different in this video. It's definitely different than my usual stuff, but it makes me just as mad, and I feel like it needs to be spoken about just as much, if not more than feminism, social justice, etc. I'm talking about anti-vaxxers. Now, some of you not as into the mainstream media may be saying, hey, what's an anti-vaxxer? I'll explain it for anyone who doesn't know. It's someone who simply doesn't agree with vaccinations. Now, I know what you're thinking. Leopard. That's crazy. Who would want to die horribly due to a preventable, deadly illness? I'm just as baffled as you are about it. It has to do with this glorified conspiracy theory culture that the internet has brought out. If you don't constantly think that the government is out to get you, you're automatically a sheep. It's okay to be skeptical, and you shouldn't just blindly follow authority. But there's a difference between saying, this authority figure has stated blank, and didn't cite any sources, so I'm going to do some of my own research so that I can confidently agree or disagree with them in an informed way. And, Obama said that we need water to survive, and he's obviously a reptile, so we need to start a movement, ban water 2K16. I usually stay far away from these types of people because as I talk to them, I can feel my brain slowly leaking out of my ears. But this morning, I stumbled upon it. I woke up pretty early this morning, made my boyfriend and I some pancakes, he went off to work, and I went back to bed to veg out for a few minutes and decided to scroll through my Facebook newsfeed when I stumbled upon this picture. It's kind of a meme, just someone who posted a tweet saying, if my kids can't bring peanut butter to school, yours shouldn't be able to bring preventable illnesses. Fair enough, it was a good point, and it really condenses the issue of anti-vaxxers and puts it into little bite-sized pieces. Or one bite-sized piece in this case. I actually really like analogies and metaphors and stuff. I like when broad opinions can be whittled down to just a few words. The problem was that I decided to go down to the comment section, and it was almost filled to the brim with anti-vaxxers and those sort of anti-vax apologists. Like, I vaccinate my kids, but I understand why some people don't, and they shouldn't have to if they don't want to. And I think those people are just as bad as the people actually doing it. Now, there was one comment in particular that made me want to drink bleach. And it wasn't necessarily her first comment, it was just her attitude and all of her comments as a whole. She was just, to me, kind of pompous sounding, like very full of herself, thinking that her opinions are like the opinions to have. So she said, if your vaccines work, you shouldn't be worried anymore about preventable diseases. And if you love peanut butter enough to kill small children, you should be institutionalized. Mic drop. Sarcastic, mocking, and condescending tone. Whatever that means. So first of all, she's completely spinning the words of the original, tweet. The original tweet didn't say they wanted to eat peanut butter and kill small children. They said, if they can't eat peanut butter, which would kill someone, why can someone else bring a preventable illness to kill someone? Like, why is it okay for one person to kill someone and not okay for another person to kill someone just in a different way? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, either we're allowed to kill people however we want, or we're not allowed to kill people at all. There shouldn't be, like, sometimes it's okay to, give people preventable disease and that they might die from because they perhaps have like a shot immune system, or they're a kid, or it's just a deadly disease, like a deadly illness. So, I don't know, I think that she got the tone and the point of the tweet all wrong, or she just did it on purpose just to push her own narrative. So then, someone commented and replied to her, saying, this makes the implication that all children are capable of being vaccinated. Some are too young, allergic to vaccines, and children who have recently undergone chemo. Some children count on others to be vaccinated, because they can't. You should leave the mic on the ground, try not to catch polio. Which I kind of laughed at because he's using her same kind of sarcastic, pompous humor against her. And then she replied back saying, well, then the kids who are counting on vaccinated children to protect them are probably going to die because the studies show vaccination, or she says vaccinated, does not equal immune. Many who are vaccinated still succumb to illness and death even though they were vaccinated against it. Not to mention that vaccinated also does not equal not harboring viruses. Those are facts. Take care of your own house. So, she completely goes off here. Like, completely out of the logic realm and into the conspiracy theory nutjob realm. Just because vaccinations don't always work doesn't mean you shouldn't get them. Like, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like, say you're going skydiving, and you're like, nah, I'm not gonna wear a parachute because sometimes they fail. Well, no, if you don't wear a parachute, you're 100% going to die, or, you know, unless, like, one of those flukes happens or whatever. But if you do wear the parachute, there's only a small percent, like, a small chance that you're going to die. Your parachute is most likely going to deploy. Like, the chance that your parachute's not going to deploy is so small that it's stupid to argue about it. And it's the same with vaccines. The percentage that vaccines don't actually work is so insignificant when you think about how many times they do work, how many illnesses they've pretty much eradicated. So, yeah, I think that's a really stupid argument. And then the same guy who replied first just said gross, which I agree with. And then someone else replied saying, vaccination increases your probability of not getting a certain disease by a lot. But it's not what it's all about. Vaccines truly work for public health when a major part of the people get it. It prevents the disease from spreading and getting into more and more people. On one individual, it is not 100% immunization, but there are no 100% in medicine research. Although many articles point that when a population gets vaccinated, less and less people get sick with that given disease, which makes sense because the disease gets killed by people's immune systems, so it's not spreading as much. When people are dying from a disease, that means that disease or that illness or whatever gets to live and infect another person. But when you get infected and you've been immunized, when you've been vaccinated, that disease or that illness, that virus, whatever it is, dies in your body and gets, excremented. So you're not spreading it to anyone else because it's dying from your own immune system is killing it. So it won't spread as much. It won't spread to people who can't get a vaccination because they've got a weak immune system or they're children, babies. Lots of people can't get vaccinations just because of some sort of medical problem, some sort of their age. There's a lot of older people who can't get vaccinations as well because their immune system is just gone almost. So you're not only doing it for yourself. It may not work 100% for yourself, but honestly, if I had to pick from between possibly dying of smallpox and spreading it to a lot of other people, and possibly dying of smallpox with a lesser percentage, like a much lesser percentage, and not spreading it to other people, like, what are you gonna choose between? I'd rather choose the one where, A, I have a smaller percentage of getting it, and also there's I'm probably not going to be spreading it to anyone else. And then that guy links a study, or yeah, I think it's a study, and I'll link it down below if any of you want to go read it. But it's about population immunity. And then someone else replies saying, the person who says take care of your own house is exactly what is wrong with this country. God forbid you actually care enough, she probably meant about other people, instead of whatever you learned in an afternoon of Google University. Which is true. A lot of these anti-vaxxers, and even feminists and social justice warriors, they get a lot of their facts from, like, places that they know are going to agree with them. Like, they'll get their, like, statistics from another anti-vaxxer blog, or, you know, a news outlet that they know, like, supports whatever they're trying to look up. So they don't actually get real facts, they just get, it's like an echo chamber. So the original commenter said, I was literally saying, like, take care of your own house. If you're not washing the germs off your kids and household items, that shouldn't have to be my problem. Take care of your house and everyone else will be taken care of too. And by you, I just mean people in general, okay? No need to judge me on my knowledge. You don't know me. You don't know how long I have been researching vaccine health at university. First of all, by that logic, everyone would need to keep their own house clean, and it doesn't even have to do with that, because a lot of germs, a lot of viruses and bacteria and stuff don't even come from dirt. A lot of them are airborne. They can come from, like, dozens of different places. But keeping your house clean, it's just not a good argument. I mean, yeah, keep your house clean because it's going to prevent certain illnesses, but a lot of the really bad ones don't come from, like, your house being dirty. And I don't believe that she's been researching vaccine health at university, because if she had been, she wouldn't be talking like this. She would be pro-vaccine. Now, someone else says, vaccines make you much less likely to get the disease which you are being vaccinated for. Most of the diseases which young children are vaccinated for cannot be found on household surfaces. So yeah, she just reiterated what I just said. And then someone else said, smallpox was all but dead. Less than 1% had it, and it was on its way to extinction. People protested vaccines, began not taking them. Smallpox rose to something like 15% of the populace had it in a couple of months. Same happened with measles, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And yeah, I heard about this too. I heard about that illnesses, deadly, awful illnesses that were actually plagues, you know, back before there were vaccines and modern medicine and stuff. They're actually coming back. They were being, like, put into extinction, like they were gonna be completely gone. And then people decided to not be vaccinated anymore, and they're coming back. So I also commented on this too, and I'll read you guys my comment too, in case you guys want to hear it, because some of the things that I said on the comment I might have forgotten to say in the video. I said, people like you are the reason that preventable deadly illnesses are coming back, like smallpox. Yes, smallpox, the illness that killed quite a lot of people and was almost completely wiped out, is now coming back because stupid fucks like you aren't getting vaccinated. Saying, I won't get vaccinated because it may not work, is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Let's just all not wear seatbelts because fuck it, you might die anyway. Like, what kind of stupid logic is that? Disease was something that killed millions of people before vaccines. It couldn't be controlled, so it went rampant. The Black Plague, Spanish flu, smallpox, these are all diseases that were left unchecked and killed many, many people. And I bet those people would have given their fucking legs to be able to have a vaccine. The people in third world countries would too, because they're dying from the same things we died from hundreds of years ago because they don't have vaccines over there. Then we have pompous fucks like you over here saying, oh, we don't need vaccines, just keep your house clean. The problem with that is that you have to depend on everyone else to keep their house clean too. Also, some sicknesses aren't washed away by basic antibacterial soap. Do real fucking research next time instead of reading some stupid natural mom blog. Maybe I was harsh? Good. I can handle a lot of things, but knowingly putting children and people with weak immune systems in harm because you are so woke is the most idiotic, selfish thing anyone could ever do. And I just think that kind of wraps it all up. That's how I feel about it. Get vaccinated. There's no reason not to. Obviously, like, if you literally can't, you have a suppressed immune system, you are allergic to vaccines, you're too young, whatever. Obviously, then don't, because you can't. But anyone who can, anyone who's fine, they're healthy, they're old enough, get vaccinated. It literally takes like 10 to 20 minutes out of your day, and then you won't die of smallpox.